Okay. So, just thinking we'll just do a real light,
That's what I'm
make it
thinking.
voluntary. The thing is voluntary. I know they're recording, but I don't trust those. I don't know how many times I've had where
Yeah, sometimes
that doesn't work.
the DVD doesn't work or something happens.
I have it recording now, so this side, alright.
I never even noticed that.
I didn't either.
We're out here joining.
You can grab a juice right there. Well, again, thanks for coming down.
Absolutely.
Here's my card right away, so I
That's
don't
good, yeah.
give it to you. I am the case agent for the Bureau in North Dakota, and Arnie's the supervisory special agent out here helping with it, so.
Assume you're similarly set up to us, yes, okay.
Yeah.
We are.
I'm talking to Dave and everything.
Okay, all right, well, we're out here trying to help piece this all together, and so we just
Absolutely.
want to get your, take on what happened, what your recollection is.
Yeah.
You know, there's no criminal charges filed right now. You're free to go at any time. Any questions that we ask, if you don't want to answer any of them, just let us know. Like I said, you are free to leave. At any point, if you decide you want to leave, just let us know you're done, and you can either walk out or we'll escort you out, whatever, however you want to do that. You know, if at any point you decide that you don't want to talk anymore, we'll just end the interview, okay? So let me just get some basic information. So it's Jason, right? Jason. How do you spell your last name, and how do you say your last name?
That's always the trick. Ravnsborg.
Okay.
But it's pronounced rounds, like a round circle,
Okay.
berg, like an iceberg. It's Danish. They even said it wrong at the inauguration.
Isn't that how it goes?
My father was there, and he holding the Bible, and he goes, well, looks like you got some work to do yet.
Yeah, not how I would have guessed. I would have assumed Ravnsborg.
Yeah, I get everything.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. What's your date of birth?
4/12/76.
Okay. And what's your address?
1109 Bridgeview, all one word, in Pier 57501.
57501?
57501, yeah.
Okay. And what's the best phone number to reach you at?
Okay, I can give you multiple ones.
Okay, yeah, I'll take them all.
So let's go with 605-773-3215.
And what is that?
That's the office.
Office, okay. right. So which one is the best one to get in touch with you at?
Well, I guess let's go with work cell.
Work cell? All right. Okay. Like I said, we just want to get kind of
Absolutely.
the step-by-step account of what happened that night, and you know. So you're the
I'm the Attorney General of the state, yes.
Okay.
South Dakota.
How long have you been doing this?
I got elected in 18, and I got sworn in on January 5th of 2019.
January what did you say?
January 5th
5th.
of 2019.
Okay. All right. And your office is here in Pierre?
The main office is here in Pierre. We have
Okay.
satellite offices, but the main office is here,
Okay. All right. So,
which is up at the Mickelson Center.
okay.
Where DCI is on second
Yep.
floor, and we're
Okay.
on first floor.
Okay. Yeah. He pointed out that building to me yesterday. I had never seen it before.
Public safety building, is that what they call it?
The Mickelson, well, we call it the Mickelson Building. We had
Okay.
a governor that got killed in a plane crash, and we named it after him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mickelson, I believe. Going- It's a pretty famous South Dakota name. The grandfather and father both were governors then.
Okay.
Wow.
And then the most recent one was the speaker.
Okay. So, this happened on Saturday night, which would have been the 12th.
Yes,
So it happened September 12th.
correct.
So, kind of take me through that evening leading up to that. Where were you at?
Okay, so I was in Redfield, South Dakota, at a place called Roosters, and then that was at the Spink County Lincoln Day dinner. These are usually dinners held in the spring, but because of COVID have been largely moved to the fall, and they are county party functions, and I guess that's the Republican function,
Okay.
a political function. And Senator Rounds was there, and he was the keynote speaker.
At the Lincoln Day dinner?
At the Lincoln Day dinner.
Okay.
And that's U.S. Senator Rounds. You know.
Okay.
And then I spoke at the event,
Okay.
and a guy named Larry Nielsen is the chair of the party there.
Uh-huh.
In anticipation of a meeting, I did reach out to him and ask if I could have the guest list of who was there, and he has provided that, and I can give you that.
Oh, okay.
Of everybody that was there.
Sure.
Okay.
I also have, I guess I would say that I also got the waitress's name, so that I've never met her before that night, but I
Okay.
got her name just to show that I did not drink alcohol that night. So how these events usually work is they have like a silent auction. It's the party faithful come in. There's some speeches throughout the night. There's approximately 30 people there. I didn't count.
Okay.
Per se, 20, 30 people. And I had pictures with people. Being a statewide official, I had pictures taken with people, and I have pictures of me on the stage. I took pictures of other legislators and Senator Rounds and other people. I have those pictures of the event. We had a lot of just you eat a meal, which I had a steak and a baked potato, and I had one Coca-Cola, regular Coca-Cola, and that's all I had to drink.
What time of day does it start?
So it starts at approximately 5 o'clock. I think I arrived around 4:45 to 5, right in there, right before it started officially. And then I want to say I left around 9:15.
Okay.
I don't know the exact time.
Yeah,
I was here at the time.
Yeah, you're not setting your watch by it or anything.
So you said left around 9, though, you thought?
Yeah, 9-ish.
Okay.
So, I mean, the event happened like normal. They had auctions and speeches, like I said, and then you mingle and talk with people, interactive throughout, and that's what a normal evening is, I guess. And then concluded that part of the program, or that evening, part of the evening.
Okay.
If you have any other questions about that, you know.
Were you by yourself? I mean, did you attend it by yourself alone?
Yes, I drove to and from the event by myself.
Okay.
And I guess I was driving my own personal vehicle. I was not driving a state vehicle. I thought, and this is a purely political event, Republican event.
Okay. What is your personal vehicle?
A 2011 Ford Taurus, and it's red in color.
Okay. All right. So, so you said you were at the Spink County Lincoln Day dinner. Was that it? That's in Redfield?
That's in Redfield.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure I was understanding.
Yep. Spink's the county name. Redfield's the town name.
Okay.
It's like the county seat of that town.
Gotcha.
That county. Sorry.
Okay. How far is that from here, like driving time-wise?
Approximately 2 hours.
Okay. Is it basically a straight shot on that highway that...
Okay, so this Mickelson Center that we told you about up on Highway 14, how I traveled is I traveled all the way straight on 14 till you got to Miller, South Dakota.
Okay.
Then I went north, and then there's a T intersection. I guess I don't know the name of the road offhand at the moment, but you go north, and there's a T intersection. If you go left, you're going to go to Faulkton. If you go right, you go to Redfield. And obviously, I went right. So, I mean, you basically made an S-curve is the route.
Okay. And then on your way home...
Same route.
Same route, just... Okay.
In reverse, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, you left around 9. Did you make any stops?
I did not make any stops, no.
Okay. All right.
Until the incident.
Right. Okay. So, you're driving, and kind of tell me about what happened then.
I left the event, and I'm heading west on that initial road. I called my father.
Okay.
His name is Richard Ravnsborg. Obviously, same last spelling. Right. I mean, I can spell it again to make it easy. But, my mother passed away 3 years ago unexpectedly, so I try to call my father every night. And so
okay.
I called him. My phone shows that I called him for 23 minutes, apparently.
Okay.
That's not, just kind of the time. But then on the curve, when you go south towards Miller again, get off that road and you go south, there's a big dead spot out there somewhere. And the call dropped. Okay. And so then I called my father back. Okay. And it was a very short 2-minute, hey, I didn't hang up on you kind of call. I just calling you back that I didn't, it dropped or something, and I didn't hang up on you. Right. And then I turned the corner at Miller, and I drove on 14 again now, and went until I got to Highmore. I approached Highmore, and slowed down through the town, and I thought about getting some gas or not. I looked to the left and right, and they just both looked closed, so I didn't do that. And I went through, and I saw a sign that said 65 miles an hour, so I believe I started to accelerate. And then I saw a sign that said 48 miles to Pier. And, you just kind of did one of those groans, like, you still got 48 miles to go. And then, quite frankly, wham! Okay. I hit, the incident happened. I never saw anything until the impact. I immediately jump out of the car and call 911 within seconds. I believe my phone will show, and the records show 1024 is what when I called.
Called 911?
Right, I mean, if I can demonstrate a little bit. I got out of the car and I jumped out, and I'm looking back towards Highmore, because I think I'm at Highmore, but now I'm shook up. And I call and I said, I am the Attorney General. I am approximately a mile west of Highmore, I believe. I've hit something in the road. I need some assistance. Who is this? Is the response I get. And I think, and that's not 100%, but I think I said my name then, Jason Ravnsborg. I'm not sure. I remember thinking at the time which was easier. It's not an easy name.
Right.
But I am walking back towards Highmore as I'm talking to her, because I'm trying to see that sign for the town to make sure that I'm at Highmore.
Okay.
And I think I said something like, yes, I'm at Highmore, a mile west of Highmore. And she said, the sheriff, something to the effect, the sheriff is the only one on duty and he'll be out soon. And I said, that'd be fine. I hang up the phone and I put it on the light, like it's got a flashlight feature, and I start to look at the highway, and I look at the road ditch to see if I can see anything that I hit, because I'm thinking it's a deer at this point, but I did not see anything. I didn't have a time to swerve or accelerate or decelerate or anything. I didn't see anything. And I then go to the front of my vehicle and I snap one picture of the vehicle, and I'm willing to give you that, obviously, too. Then the sheriff pulled up, so I stopped taking any other pictures, because he stopped, so it just interrupted me. And I said, and so that's Sheriff Volek, V-O-L-E-K, I believe is his name. And I said, he said, well, what happened? And I said, well, I believe I got hit by a deer, and it was in the middle of the road. I don't know. And he commented, and I shook. He looked at it. He's looking at my vehicle, and he said something to the effect of, well, at least it didn't knock out your side window, because it did not break the passenger window. And I'm looking at it, and I did not observe any blood or fur or anything. No damage. Any effects, and I didn't see anything on the ground of any liquids, I guess. I don't know how to say that. But again, I did see, like I said, my debris was on the shoulder, and I believe I was on the road the whole time. He then said, well, get your registration and proof of insurance and come back to the car with me. So I get in my car, and I do that. I get those things, and I take those items back to the car, and he fills out, I guess I didn't bring that with me, I can show you that too, but he gave me a red tag, which basically means that you have, and it says on there, you've reported the accident to law enforcement immediately and complied with the law, basically. You got something similar, but I can obviously give you a copy of that. I'm willing to do so.
Okay.
He said, well, are you all right? And I said, yeah, well, I'm just shook up. I think I'm physically all right, but I'm shook up. And he goes, well, it's going to, do you want to ride into, where do you live? He did ask, I think in the sequence, where do you live? I said, well, I live in Pierre. And I think I probably went too far. I think I told him the exact street and even described where I lived. And he said, no, I just need to know what town you're in. Do you think you're able, we'll have to get a tow truck out here for it. Okay. Do you think you're able to drive? I said, yes. But you just mentioned the tow truck, and obviously the windshield smashed in pretty good, and I don't know if it's safe to drive. And he says, no. Well, would you like me to take you to here, or would you like to drive? And I says, quite frankly, whatever you think is best, Sheriff, at this point, whatever. And he says, well, how about we take you to the house? And so from the crash site, he was at his house is literally the very next gravel road, and then up, I don't know, quarter, half mile back in is his house. So he took me to his house and actually gave me one of his personal vehicles, and he let me take it to go back to Pier. About 2 miles, I approximate, about 2 miles down the road, he pulls me over again. And I said, is there something wrong? Is there something else? And he goes, you didn't give me the keys to the car. And so I give him all of my keys. And he says, no, just give me the car key, you can keep the rest. So then I worked with it to take it off of the keychain, and then it's one of those where it's black, and it's got the key, so it's more of a thick key kind of thing. It's got a remote control on it and everything. So I fumbled with that a little bit, I'll admit, and then I gave him that, and he said, you're free to go again. Continue. I don't know if I was right there, or I did see the white pickup in the ditch at the time, but I didn't put two and two together yet. I saw a white pickup that looked damaged in the ditch. But I continued home, and I did call my chief of staff, who is Tim Borman, and I called the director of DCI, who is Dave Natvig, and just said that I was in an accident, and I believed it was a deer, and I sent them a copy of the photo, and then they suggested I call Volick back and say, could I bring the vehicle back? What arrangements do I need? And then Tim would come back with me the next day to take the vehicle back to him. And I got home safely, no incidents from there. 11:45, midnight, somewhere in there, approximately. Get up the next morning. The arrangement I'd made with Tim was he was going to be at my house at 8 o'clock with his vehicle, and he would follow me to Highmore. And I told him, well, I wanted to gas up the vehicle in Highmore, and I thought that was the right thing to do. The guy loaned me his vehicle, I'm going to fill it up at least. And then I said, I talked with Tim of, we need to look, I never looked on the other side of the road when I looked. I looked on the right north side, but I never looked on the left south side. We should probably look there and look at the, I want to see what this deer, if it made it, or what happened. So we fill up with gas, and we go back and we park on the north side of the road where my debris is still sitting there. And, oh, by the way, probably some things assumed, but the car is gone, of course. My car is gone. The tow truck had come sometime in the middle of the night with the sheriff, and that was not there anymore. So this is approximately 9:30 in the morning that we're at the site. I said, well, Tim, you go right from there was a chunk of my fender or quarter panel there right on the top, on the shoulder.
On the north side? On the north side, okay.
On the shoulder, not down in the grass, up on the shoulder. And then you go left, or you go right and I'll go left. And I initially thought I saw it, and it looked like a fawn or a deer in the ditch. So I said, I think I see something, but then I come up, and it was the man. And he is not in good, he's dead. And so I, quite frankly, stammered, Tim, something to that effect, and trying to just get his attention to have him come up, and I kind of maybe run towards him a little bit, and Tim, you need to come see this. And I don't think I told him what I'd found. You need to come here and see it. And then he saw it, and I said to him next, well, we need to go find the sheriff again. And I know he's right up the road here. And Tim says, well, I will follow you. We'll take the vehicle back, and we'll go find the sheriff. So I found the body, and I said that we should go find the sheriff. We went to the sheriff's house. He come out to greet us, and he said, good morning. And I said, I'll say morning, but you need to come see this. And I found a body. And he said, you're shitting me, or no shit, something to that effect. And I said, I am not, I need you to come see this. And we left his vehicle that he loaned us there, and I gave him the key back. I jump in with Tim, and we go back to the site. And at the site, I show the sheriff what I'd found. And the sheriff asked me how I was. And I says, well, obviously I'm even more shook up now. And he told Tim to look after me, and look after me, take care of me, and then he would be contacting DCI, our equivalent, and then go from there. And then we basically got in the vehicle and came back to Pier. And then at some point in the morning, the Highway Patrol asked if I would do a blood draw, and I did do that yesterday voluntarily.
Okay.
Unless you ask questions from there, right. That's the bulk of the story, I guess.
So after you struck this person, and you got out and you looked and didn't see anything, and see what did you call anyone before you went and talked to or before the sheriff came? Did you call anyone besides the 911?
No.
Okay. How about after the sheriff gave you the car, you called Tim, right?
I called Tim,
and
I called Dave.
Anybody else?
And my father.
Okay. Called your dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the sheriff, I called the sheriff back. I think I told you that, but I called the sheriff on the way home. I called the sheriff back and said, I'd like to bring the vehicle back.
Right.
In the morning,
okay.
Right away.
Okay.
And he said, whenever,
yeah.
Whatever works for you. And I said, well,
okay.
I'll bring it back right away in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What cell phone did you make these calls on? Do you remember? Do you usually carry both cells with you?
Yes.
Okay.
I do that for multiple reasons. If it is truly a political call, I do try to only be on the one phone. And obviously lots of them are work related.
Right.
I only be on that phone if I can. And then just that I am the Attorney General, availability. If they can't get me on one, they do try me on the other one.
Right.
Obviously I am, try to be as present as I can be for
right.
sadly situations like this.
Okay. All right. When you got home that night then, did you call anybody else?
I only talked, I think I only talked to those three people.
Okay.
I don't know if when I got home,
okay.
I don't, if I called them when I got home or not. I think I might have talked to, Tim or Dave when I made it to the house. Just coordinating the next day, telling, that I, hit something, and, I didn't know where my car was going. I never got from the sheriff where it was being towed to, and what, where that would be at. Chief Jones, who you met in the hall, had told me the next day that the Pier PD had towed it and were putting it inside, basically, to secure it.
Okay.
So, and then I called my insurance company on Sunday to report it, I guess.
Right. Okay. All right. And you had said you hadn't had anything to drink.
Absolutely zero. I have one regular Coca-Cola.
Okay.
And I'm not on any medication.
Okay.
I was set to have teeth taken out actually this week, and I was supposed to take antibiotics yesterday, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So, because of this.
Yeah. Do you normally wear glasses or anything like when you're driving?
No.
Okay. Any like cheaters or anything?
No.
Okay. We found a pair of broken glasses in your vehicle, but they weren't sunglasses. They almost looked like cheaters of some sort. They were like a black framed glass. Part of them was laying on the front passenger floorboard, and part of them were laying in the back seat, broken half. Do you know? I wish I had a picture of them.
Yeah, if you had a picture of them, I could, yeah.
Right. I don't have a picture with me.
Yeah, they're just the standard black frames.
Yeah, standard black plastic
Okay,
frames.
I'm speculating without looking at them, but I'm in the military,
Uh-huh.
and we have sunglasses and different things that I have through, I don't know if that's that style or not.
Yeah.
And it very well could be.
Right.
Because
they're clear lenses.
And or sunglasses
Yeah.
I have, obviously,
Yep.
just as a
And
regular
I found
person.
some sunglasses in there.
Right.
So those glasses were kind of just
in the car somewhere. Yeah, I've got multiple pairs of sunglasses. I lose
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Yeah. Yep. And like I said, these weren't sunglasses. They were actually kind of looked like they weren't real great quality. I mean, the frames were snapped in half, but the lenses were intact, but the lenses had fallen out of the frames of them and were laying there, and they kind of were just somewhat out of place as when you don't know what you're looking at. So we were wondering if those were yours or somebody else's. I wish I had a picture of them. That would clear that right up.
I'd be happy to look at it whenever.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Send me a picture, or show me a picture, or show me the glasses, or whatever.
Right. Okay. So, speed-wise, you usually try to stay around the speed limit? I mean, are you...
Yes. I mean, I don't...
Okay.
I went through town. I went through a town. I know I slowed down coming into the town, and then I saw that 65 sign. So, I mean, again, I'm looking off to the right.
Uh-huh.
I saw those two signs, and then, I believe I started to speed up, to meet that from the town speed to the highway speed.
Right.
But, I don't know exactly what I was going. I mean,
right.
I'm sure you'll tell me that.
Right. Well, and
we don't.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We're still in a preliminary thing, so we're still working on this. We wanted, in all fairness, to give you a chance to tell us what you know about it, and we're gonna.
Right. And the reason I was asking about the speed was more just because we all know people that, well, if the speed limit said 65, they were probably going 85, and then there's other people that are, well, if it said 65, I was going 70 at the most, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I go, if at the most, 4 over.
Okay.
So, like, if you're on the interstate, we have interstates of 80, I at most go 84. That's the most. I mean, a lot of times I just go 80 or 81, or, right there.
Right.
Or 75, depending. I always say we got to have more highway patrol, because we got Illinois plates going by us, just like, stand still.
You must travel quite a bit, because you cover the whole state, so
Correct.
I assume that you put a fair amount of miles on.
Yes. We've seen not as many this year with COVID as past years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Do you always use your personal card, or
well, it depends on the event.
Sure.
Obviously, if I'm going to purely a work event, I'll take a state vehicle.
What do they give you to drive?
So I have 2 different vehicles that I drive for the state.
Okay.
One is a Suburban, Chevy Suburban, and I believe the other one's a Chevy Malibu. I've only recently used that one, and not very much. It's kind of somebody is using the Suburban. It hauls stuff around for like my consumer protection department and stuff, and had the fairs, and I had to use the car a little bit. Those are the 2 state vehicles that I have access to or use, I guess.
Okay. But so since this was more of a political event,
I thought this was a purely down and back, all political event. I used my personal car.
Okay. All right.
Have you ever been stopped for speeding or anything like that you can?
Well, yes, and I see the media's already got my...
Well, I'm sure they do.
So, yeah, I've been stopped for speeding, got warnings, got tickets through the years, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Any really excessive ones?
No, I wouldn't say excessive. If at most 5 or 10.
Not
at
like
the most.
25 over or
No.
something like that.
I actually grew up in Iowa, and the rule over there is if you're over 15, they can take your license on the spot. So I've never gone that fast, and I never really have a need to go that fast. I plan out how much and everything I need to go, and
Sure.
Okay.
So when you were at this event, did you have both your phones with then too, so that
Yes.
everybody that you're familiar, I mean, the workers, I'm assuming it's like the agencies can get a hold of you on that phone, and then would you like call your dad on the other phone, or it might blend together?
Right. I mean, so one is AT&T and one is Verizon, so that's the other thing.
Sure.
So there's just dead spots with both in the state, and sometimes they do blend, but it's because I can't get you on the other phone, or I'm talking to Director Natvig and it drops and I can't get him back on that phone. I will use the other phone.
Sure.
To,
Right.
continue the conversation.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're like most, you carry them with you all the time, kind of thing. And
yeah.
So would you consent to us looking at your phone?
Absolutely.
Can we do, what we'd actually do is a download on them.
Okay.
And what it does is it puts it, it would download the data on there.
Right.
And,
I would ask just that one question. How long does that take? I am still the Attorney General. And
yes, and I knew that was going to be a concern.
Right. So I've been answering lots of, not just about this situation, business still goes on, and I've been answering questions and dealing with things. Yes.
Sure.
And I'm very happy to comply. I just want to...
I think what we'd like to do is if we could take one and start that and do that.
Okay.
And then do the other one.
Okay.
But like always, we'd have to have you sign a consent.
Yes, absolutely.
And, I mean, I'm
fully complying with that. Yep.
Yeah. So.
The other question we had was about doing the test skid.
Yeah.
They explained that to him a little bit more.
Would you be willing to let us take the car back out there and kind of go down the road at the same time, or the same area, and do a test skid?
Okay, I don't know what that last word was. Test skid.
Skid?
Skid. Okay.
So, did your car skid at all when you?
As the best that I recollect, I'm driving along in the drive lane, and wham! And then I react, and I might have hit the brake then. I did, work myself to the shoulder then.
Sure.
I don't know if I slammed on the brakes.
Sure.
It was more the jolt of it, than trying to just control the car to get off the shoulder.
Sure.
But yes,
and
I would consent. Yes.
That's something that we want to just, we want to double.
Yep.
Quite honestly, we're not leaving anything unturned.
I understand that.
And
I understand why. And I guess I don't want you to,
Right.
I want you to explore this as much.
You want to be as transparent as,
absolutely
you're in a tough spot.
I'm in an extremely tough spot.
And it's like, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to...
But I believe I did not do anything wrong, and I obviously replayed it in my mind about 1,000 times, and what would I have done different? But I never saw him, I've learned, or anything. I hit it.
Yeah.
And then tried to react appropriately from there.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't sleep good at night and everything else, so it's like, it's a tough situation, and we get it. We understand, and we're trying to be...
So the bottom line answer is yes.
Okay.
I consent to you to take out, and you can do whatever you need to do to the car. I'll look at the glasses or whatever needs to be looked
you're right.
at. Yep.
And actually, I might, if I could take one of them and get them started on it, that way we could, but we better do that first.
Okay, so...
I think I'll do a separate form for each phone as we go.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're kind of doing it
separate.
Kind of separate.
Yep.
So, which phone do you want to go with?
I'll give you this one first. This is my personal campaign phone.
Okay, and what kind of phone is that?
Droid,
Okay.
as best as I understand it.
All right. You mind if I look at it?
Absolutely. So that one has no...
Do you want to put it in airplane mode for me?
Okay.
And then, is it got a passcode?
It does not have a passcode.
Okay.
Okay, airplane mode. Okay, so to show you.
All right.
Yeah. So at the top here, you just
Uh-huh.
swipe. Well, that's all my messages. All. Okay. Here, you come here, and then you further go down here,
Okay.
and then airplane mode's up here in the corner. Airplane mode, turn.
All right. That's
Okay.
just what our guys
Yep,
like.
nope, absolutely, yep.
And we actually we brought two of our computer forensic guys
Yep.
out here with us, so they're here too, and
Yep.
they can take this and go with it right away.
Yep.
So,
So this is the 60. I don't know if you give me the number again. You know,
yeah. Let
that's
me.
the-
All right. I just wanna. I don't know how. I'm not so good with all this stuff. All right. So this. I'm just trying to figure out the make and
So-
model of this phone.
Okay, well, that's just where I put my business cards. I mean, it's just a way to...
So let's see.
A 5G, well, if you shut it off and turn it on, it'll tell you.
Okay.
I mean, I learned that doing it myself here. So you shut it off on the right side here. You just hold it, power off, and then we're going to turn it, well, we'll turn it off and we'll turn it right back on, but it'll show you the name of the 5G, whatever. Okay, so then again, you press it to start it up again here.
I don't think it's all the way done
Okay, there
yet.
it is.
Now it's
Okay.
going.
LG Stylo 5B.
Okay.
5
Plus.
Plus, yes, 5 Plus. Powered by Android.
They'll get the serial number off of it when they
Yeah.
hook the device.
Yeah, I was more wondering if it was a Samsung or
Yeah,
LG or what it was.
So we'll,
So this one's AT&T.
that's an AT&T.
Okay.
So when we get it powered up, you said it doesn't have a passcode. Is it just a swipe
Yep,
of
just
some sort?
so I'll show you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it comes up, swipe to unlock. I guess when you it just takes a second.
It's not ready to be swiped.
Yeah, it's like slow down. Okay.
So that's all they have to do.
Yep.
Okay. I will go get them started on it right away
Yep.
so we could
Yep.
All right.
exchange it out and
So here's what I got, is it's just the consent to search, your name, we're at the Pier Police Department, I, Jason Ravnsborg. I got that right, didn't I?
Yes, you got it right. Good
Nope.
job.
Knowing that I may refuse to consent to such a search, hereby authorize the following officers or agents. I just put NDBCI special agents because I don't know which ones.
Absolutely.
And the special agents with BCI to search the LG Stylo 5 Plus. What was the phone number for that?
I came from Yankton before.
Okay.
Kept-
Search for LG Stylo 5 Plus with phone number that.
Yep.
So this written permission is being given by me to the above-named officers and/or agents voluntarily and without threats or promises of any kind. So what I need you to do is sign it right there. And at any time, with either of these phones, you have mine and
Do I need to date it?
I'll take care of that.
Okay.
You have mine and Arnie's phone numbers.
Yep.
If you call us and tell us stop searching, we will terminate that search immediately.
Understood.
I'm going to take a copy of that with
Okay.
Joe so they know what number that they're dealing with and such.
Arnie, I'll have you sign there too as a witness.
I know you guys aren't the techie guys, but do you know approximately how long that takes? Or?
Depends on how much stuff is in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I'll give you this one for that.
Right.
We'll get it going
A lot of
as
photos and everything else.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, and it can be something that I can call you when we're done with it, and then we can just do a swap,
yes.
because I'm sure you got things to do
Oh,
too.
I do.
So
But
if,
for example, like that is the photo I'm willing to give you.
okay,
That's the photo I took at night.
uh-huh,
The night it happened.
right.
How do I
okay.
get that, or just when you take the phone, you'll get that?
They'll get that, they'll
Okay,
take it.
but I'm just telling you.
Yep, okay.
And you'll see, and I guess I would show you that that's me speaking that night,
Okay,
and then obviously various legislators. These are both legislators. He's the Public Utility Commissioner. That's the chairman of the party. That's Senator Rounds. You know, and people that I was seen with, you know, at the event. You know.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can
Great.
call them people that I was at the event with, and...
Okay. And you said you had a list
I
of...
have a list, yeah.
Okay.
Is there
And
an
then-
email, or can I...
Yeah, it's,
I send it to your email? Okay.
Yeah, just send it
I
to my
will
email
forward
right
you
there.
the list of
Yep.
people, and I also have the waitress's name, like I
Okay,
said.
yeah,
so
if you could send me...
I don't have any contact information, but she's at that restaurant.
Right,
and you
yeah.
can easily find her
Yep,
if you need
should
to.
be easy to find her. So if we end up deciding we want to just speak with Tim, since he had went out there with...
Yes.
Is he...
Yes, he fully
he can make
cooperates also.
himself available to us. Do you have his
So,
contact
let's
info?
give it to you here. I'm going to look it up.
It's Tim Borman?
Yeah, Bormann.
Okay.
He's my chief of staff.
Okay.
I'll give you his official title and everything.
Okay.
And his phone number is... Now, Dad is low tech.
Right.
That's a landline home phone.
Okay.
So it'd be, I call him at 10:15 every night, or
Right.
or this night I called him a little ahead of time.
Uh-huh.
And that he works at a manufacturing company, and he's a farmer.
Right.
So he works until dark, and then he comes in. I mean, I can either help you arrange it, but I would,
Okay.
or...
Where do you live at?
Quimby, Iowa.
Quimby. Okay.
Quimby. It is approximately 100 miles from Yankton.
Okay.
Into Iowa. I mean, 100 total
So 100 miles east.
of Yankton-ish.
Okay.
And, I mean, I can arrange a time, but I mean, I would,
Okay.
otherwise I would suggest you call him if you want to talk with him at 9 o'clock or later
Okay.
in the evening.
Right. Okay.
You know,
That'll
he-
work. Yeah.
He will
Right.
be in from the house, in from
Right.
chores and outside activities and talk
Okay.
to you. And
Do you know his address? Okay. All right. So yeah, I think for the reconstruction part, they wanted, which is not in my wheelhouse at all. We don't do that that's trooper stuff. They want to do some sort of skid. That's why I said, well, here, he can explain it because they talked to him about it. I don't know if they'll do that today or not. We processed the vehicle today. They had obtained a search warrant to do it. Just
okay.
Processed it. Just took any little bit of evidence that could have found. Other than that, I'm guessing the car will stay in the custody of law enforcement until this is all resolved, and we know how something like this can go. And
when can I get personal possessions back? I mean,
what are you looking to get out of it?
Nothing.
Okay,
I mean, I just want to make sure
that if there is something in there
right,
you
yeah,
need.
I mean, there's
okay. Let me talk to
little
him. We'll
stuff.
see what we can arrange.
Nothing. It's pretty clean, and I mean, I know there's stuff in the trunk like an emergency kit and stuff.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Nothing's pressing, I guess. I mean, I grabbed my chargers for my cell phone, and that's about it. I mean, I didn't grab much out of there. I mean,
Yeah.
I think my, the remote control to your garage door to get in the house.
Right. I'm going to call Arnie and see if he can snap a photo of those eyeglasses.
Yep,
and then
absolutely. Yep.
If he can just text it to me, and then I can show you that right away. And it was just kind of the one thing in there that was a little out of place. And it wasn't even terribly out of place either. I had a little cold. I don't have COVID.
Good. That'd be a kicker.
Yeah. I wouldn't be in here with you if I did. Hey, that pair of broken eyeglasses that we took out of the car, would you be able to snap a photo of those for me, and then just text it to me? Okay, thank you. Bye. Probably better to have that guy do it anyways, because he was helping with that. So, do you have any questions of us at this point?
Not really.
Yeah, just kind of one of those.
I know how it goes.
Yeah, it's a process right now, and
these are the reports that come every day.
Yeah. So, Drossky's gonna snap a photo of those eyeglasses and text it to me. So.
Okay, good. Good, and then we can figure out what those are.
Yeah. He's also wondering about getting some personal items out of that vehicle.
I don't see why we couldn't.
I didn't see why we couldn't either.
Nothing's pressing, as I told him. I just...
Yeah.
Well, I know you have a tie, or your red tie that you're wearing. I do, when I saw your photo, I'm like, oh, well, there's the red tie he was wearing.
Well, typically I take off, I get to the car and I do take off the tie.
I don't blame you.
And what kind of stuff is it? Is it...
Well, I mean, there's some CDs and such.
Oh, okay.
We could get some CD books or something in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I listen to those sometimes, but I was not listening to those when this happened. The ones, quite frankly, were boring. I didn't like them, so I started it on the way over, and they just weren't interesting to me, so I didn't continue with those.
Sure.
And then in the back, in the trunk, as I told him, there's like an emergency kit and different things that are standard and stuff. I mean, nothing, there's some campaign stuff in the back seat, I think, just...
yeah, we'll make sure you get all that stuff. And
right.
they're still doing some stuff with it, so once we're done with doing that kind of stuff, we'll get you whatever you need.
Right.
Do you remember what you were listening to? Is that
I thought I had turned the radio off.
Okay.
Actually. But I don't know that 100%, so I just, Those are not like what I thought with the military. But
right. No, that's right. And you're saying, I was like, I don't think that would
thicker,
be. Right.
No, I don't recognize that.
Okay.
Yeah. I got it, but...
All right. He said Tim Borman would also make himself available if we do need him.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we might as well.
Right.
He'll run down here right now. I mean, if you want to
take care of
right
as much stuff as we can. I took it and they're hooking it up right away.
Okay.
They'll have kind of a better idea if we give them like 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay, sure.
It'll kind of show them how much data is on there, and then they can get a rough guess of how long it's going to take. It might be something we need to bring to you and then exchange it out.
Absolutely.
I've had some that take them 20 minutes, and I've had some that have taken them 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's it. Usually I showed him the photo, I guess on this one, of the car that I took, and in the that's the photo I took that night. And then if you scroll, you can see pictures from the event. Scroll. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Speaking myself and then others, legislators and senator, chairman of the party there. So, but I'm like a lot of people. I keep a lot of them on there, and I don't delete them.
Sure.
So that's probably gonna, for them, suck more data because they're more pictures.
Oh, it must be the washer fluid that dumped.
Yep, that was empty in your car. Yeah. That was the only fluid that we saw that looked like it had probably leaked out.
Okay. Like I said, I didn't see anything, because I guess I would say I've hit a couple different deer through the year campaigning, and
Then you're on the road that much, I guess that frequently.
yeah, I mean, I had one by Wall, South Dakota. He stood right in the middle. It was truly what you'd think a deer in the headlights. You know, I tried to get over and I clipped him, you know, still. But this one I never saw anything.
So when you struck something, you didn't see anything even then, huh?
No,
Okay.
See that again?
because it was more the
How-
jolt of it all.
How far did you end up going? Do you have, I mean, and I get it, it's, I mean,
Yeah, because
what's your feeling how far you went before you were able to get it to a complete stop?
I guess I would just be approximating, because I looked,
Yeah, it is- and it
looked
is-
at where that one quarter panel piece that's on the shoulder
Sure.
was, you know, and then, I mean, it was a little ways from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's hard to approximate.
Yeah, dude,
And
it's
then
not scientific,
and
we're just trying to,
You know, and again, the tow truck came and got it and took it, you know, away from before you guys could see the scene. I mean, we didn't know it was a scene at the time, you know, we just thought it was a
yeah,
deer.
and we're just trying to piece together where the car was at the end when they got towed away and stuff like that,
I
so.
mean, I did pull off to the shoulder, I know that,
So it looks like,
and I put my hazards on, yep.
did you do that after you were stopped?
Yes, so again, so that's where it is when it stopped,
Okay,
to answer your question.
okay,
I had jumped out, called 911, walked backwards towards town to confirm Highmore, scanning the ditch with my light, and came up and took that photo of the car when it stopped.
okay.
And then that's when the sheriff came, and I didn't take any more photos. I took one photo, I stopped, because he came, so I thought I should pay attention to him.
Sure.
So that's where it is stopped, so I mean, if you can figure out where it stopped from that photo, yeah.
You didn't pull it further over onto the shoulder after that?
No,
So you left it there
and
until...
the hazard lights are on, yeah.
Okay. Because it almost looks like there's a little bit of space between the shoulder, because, see, like, it seems like there's some space here. Were you partially in the driving lane when you were stopped?
Oh, I mean, are you saying my, the tires?
Part of your car out in the driving lane?
I think so, yes.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Because it appears from that picture that it probably is.
I know I think so. I mean, I can't say so, but I think so, and then I just immediately put the flashers on.
Yeah, I mean,
That's when this is where it is when I got it pulled over.
okay. Can we have
Absolutely.
Yeah, because this looks like it's dirt there. Excuse me.
I know I was on the road, and I mean, like I said, those pieces were on the shoulder, but not in the ditch that I found, especially that big piece. And that's what the next morning when we came back, that was still there, you know. And so that's where I knew where to approximately to look. I mean, I wouldn't have known exactly without.
Do you maybe have them forward that to you, your phone?
Yeah, would you mind sending that?
No, I'd send that to you. Yeah.
Just send it to the cell number.
I do this normally from my phone here. I'm just kind of how I attach a photo down here to from this email. Insert photo. Okay. Okay. Should be coming through. There we go. All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently it's quite a, it's a 32 gig phone.
Oh, so it's going to take a little while?
Yeah, so I think the thing to do is once we're done here, we'll just exchange it later on in the
we'll
day.
just reach out
Okay.
to you and...
Absolutely. Do you need anything more now?
I don't think so. So
Yes,
we have the
Yep.
number, and you know, we can swing by your office or your residence, whatever, too, if you need be. However, we'll work it out.
Just let me know.
Yeah, we'll work it out. And,
Absolutely. Cooperate however.
okay.
Do we need to do a consent for the car?
For the skid, it probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
I'm willing, so.
Yeah. Let's see.
As long as we're here, we might as well
Absolutely.
just
As
do
much
it
as we can do.
up front, and
I would.
I
we
might have to
don't
borrow
need
your
to disrupt your...
I might need to borrow your consent form. See what I got yet. Yeah, I need to borrow yours.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
The Highway Patrol is the one that's gonna be doing that for us,
Okay.
because
Right. They have the
you
skill
know
set.
that we don't have that kind of stuff.
Right, yeah. I just hate messages, basically, and I should die, and
Oh, yeah, I imagine your phone has just been melting.
that's why I just said I didn't get back to you right. I didn't know when you called. I shut them off yesterday, actually.
Well, that's kind of what we figured, is that your phone had blown up, and
After it was in the media, we knew it was gonna be...
is it South Dakota State Patrol? Is that their agency name? Is it State Patrol or Highway Patrol?
Highway Patrol, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we fully believe between scam calls and every other bizarre call that it's probably going to voicemail and will be sorted out at some point.
So that vehicle's registered to you?
Yes.
All right, so this one, same thing again.
My name.
I, Jason Ravnsborg, knowing that I may refuse to consent to such a search, hereby authorize the following officers. I did put North Dakota BCI agents and South Dakota Highway Patrol troopers.
Okay.
Again, I don't
Yep.
know which ones. And it's for the 2011 Ford Taurus registered Jason Ravnsborg to perform skid testing. So I need your signature again. All right.
Should we get that other one all prepped and then just have them sign it when we do the exchange?
I think
Is
so.
that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Do you want to sign this one, Ernie?
Yep.
Again, Jason, on this, with the skid testing too, also applies the same way. If you would decide you don't want them to do it, call myself or Arnie and we will have them stop immediately.
I'm not sure how we're gonna get it there, if we're gonna drive it or,
I thought it was operable yet.
I think it is.
I think it is.
It's just obviously the windshield
Yep.
situation.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep. Because I do know they weren't able to, the shop that it's in, they had to drive it in there.
Oh, okay.
They,
Yeah, well, and, I mean, there's that one little piece of metal that might need
Yeah.
to be bent out a little bit, but it's,
Right.
we're not gonna do.
Make sure
I
the
mean,
tire doesn't
right.
get popped, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Anything else I need?
I don't think anything else right now.
I think
That's your
that's,
card.
That should be it. Yep, you have our
Yeah.
cards. Like I said, I'll just remind you again, on either of the searches, if you change your mind, call one of us immediately and we will
I understand.
stop
All
those
right.
searches.
Thanks, Joe.
okay.
And if we just call
Thank you,
Tim
sir.
Borman,
Call Tim, he'll come comply as soon as he can.
Okay,
Obviously,
perfect.
he's dealing with the media storm.
yeah, yep.
Do we have Tim's?
I do have
gave
Tim's
him the number.
number.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.